as, and just same way we made our room, just make our corridor. Can be as wide as you want. It's your room, your corridor, just whatever way you like. And as I say, there is other ways. You don't need to do it 128 by 128, but I do this. Just it makes texturing a lot better and a lot easier. I'll give it a corner here. I'll extend this wall just a wee bit, just to make it look more even on the way around. I'm not going to go exactly measuring it out, but get the idea. I'll extend this one more than 128, 144, just to make it flush with that, with the other brush across from it. As you can see, they're both flush. Keep going, and hopefully I'll get to making a door in this tutorial. So we need a floor now. Get the block tool, give it a floor. As you can see, the brush is a bit big, so I'll come down here, make it smaller to 8 units, and also move it out of our walls and just below. And I will select that brush and then select the block tool so I don't make that same mistake again, and the floor should be automatically set for the height, like so. Right, so I'm gonna grouping. Now that I selected that, is just select what brushes you want to group, control click the brushes you want to group together, hit the group button. Now it's one big brush. So shift click on the whole thing, drag it down. That's us got a second room. Now as you've noticed, you can make the room bigger or smaller, so I'll make it a bit longer. And also if you left click while in this mode, you can rotate, which I don't want to do, and you can also extrude, kind of like that, but I don't want to do that either. Anyway, this has got our 2 rooms and our corridor. No roof, but we'll get to that. Right, I'll get to the door. This is all grouped, so I'm going to ungroup and ungroup again, and I'm going to select both these brushes because this is where the door is going to be placed, and I'm not going to edit in that view, it'll be this view. So there's the 2 brushes we've got selected. Now select the block tool, and I use 96 units high by 64 wide. So there we go, and place it in the. It looks centered to me. Now we're going to use a clipping tool. To do that, select the clipping tool. Before we do that, remember where one of the 2 side lines are and clip down that line. And if we pressed enter right now, it would delete that side. The part in red would get deleted. To save us from doing that, hold in shift and press X. Now it's going to delete the other side. Shift and X again, and we have both walls intact. Press enter now, and it doesn't delete any section. Get our block tool for a guide again, and clipping tool, clip down our guide, and we don't want to clip the height of the door right through all the brushes. We want to use minimum brushes, well, less brushes as possible. So select the 2 middle parts, or it might even just be 1 part, and get our guide up, clip through. So we're just clipping through these 2 brushes, and well, I'm not going to delete this side of the brush either. You'll see why in a second. When I come in here, I'm going to use this brush as our door. So to do this, I'm going to bring the grid size smaller to 4, and our door is going to be 4 units. 3 units? That's a bit strange. See what I've done here. Right, anyway, 4. I'll rectify this later. 4 units wide, and make it smaller again, and position the door in the middle, like so. And we'll give the door a texture, so go to textures, browse, type in door, use this. It's got a frame but it doesn't matter. It's just a tutorial. Right click where you want the texture to go and fit. Go to the other side of the door. We've not got a texture in our current textures. Last textures used is down here, so select the door again, right click and fit. Now grab your camera tool and go inside the wall, and you also want to texture this part as well because people will see that when the door swings open. So right click, fit, go to the other side, right click, select it, fit, and we've got the texture done. Now to make it a door, select that brush, hold down control, press T. This brings up an object, well, properties panel, and we want to select function door rotating. Hit apply. Well, if we don't hit apply there's no flags, right? So hit apply, and now there's flags. Touch opens, the door, as soon as you touch it will open. One way, the way it will rotate I'll show you in a second. You've got other options you can just fiddle about with. Speed, how fast it opens, start sound, stop sound, delay before the door resets to its normal state, etc. I'm just happy with the defaults, so get cracking. This blue dot is where the door will rotate. So the one direction, if it was, well, it's a touch door, it will open both ways, but if it was a one directional door, the way the yellow line is, that's the way it will swing open. So this white dot is basically the blue dot. As you can see, as I'm moving this, it's moving in our 3D view. I will position that, I'll put my grid back to 8 because that's what I usually work in. I'll put it about there, that's fine. The door will rotate around that axis, so if it opens, it'll open there. So basically it'll swing like that. Anyway, that's pretty much it. We've got a door. So as I say, I'll cover doors, windows, and oh no, it's going to crash on me. Yep, right, I'll pause it, I'll get back to that and then we'll continue with. Okay, I'm back after Hammer crashing on me. I had to recreate all this. Okay, so we've got a door. Control and select all those brushes, and in this view, top view, shift and drag so it copies our door. Now I'm going to group these objects for now, group, so I can delete this wall. So now this is grouped, I will select it and rotate. Place our door in position so our door's in the centre. Doesn't matter about the other walls overlapping, we're going to sort this in a minute. As you can see, two walls overlapping. You know, it's not very good. To solve this, in our top view, just drag it home as you, oh, a bit too far, drag it back. There we go. And the same on the other side. We do not want walls overlapping because it gives off a weird look. The textures kind of blend, if you know what I mean. Do the same on the other side, just drag it out. And there we go, we have two doors, functioning doors, a corridor and two rooms. Now the next tutorial I'm going to briefly describe what happened with the alignment of my wall. It will just be a 2-minute video and then we'll get on to making the corridor look pretty.